WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
Why, hello. It's the morning show here on 90.7 The Capstone. Good morning, Richard. How you feeling this morning?
Feeling pretty good. Good morning.
We are back from spring break. So we had a fun time. Got up to some things. We'll be talking about that in a bit. But we are starting off the morning show right. Wednesday, March 22nd, this day in history, the Stamp Act was imposed on the American colonies. Boo, the British, boo. So
an act we shall not abide by.
I think
No taxation without representation.
I think we can all get behind that. So in honor of the Stamp Act, we will be designing some of our own stamps today, which I guess there's not really what that act was really about, but we will take. Hey, we are historians around here. We're entertainers, so.
History major.
So we might design a little of our stamps or something. Get involved in that, but we will see what ends up happening. Stay tuned for all the fun stuff going on the show. We're gonna talk about some music. We're gonna maybe goof off a little bit. We're gonna celebrate the day and everything, and have all sorts of positive ways to start your day. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Here's Night Palace with Into the Wake, Mystified.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
That was Number One Blind by Veruca Salt on 90.7 WVUFM, The Morning Show.
It's the morning show.
Good morning, everybody.
We're back from spring break. Let's talk a little bit about what we got up to. Christian, what'd you get up to over spring break?
So, the first half up until Wednesday, me and some friends from Blunt went to Destin. It was a lot of fun. I'd never been to Destin before. Clearest water I've ever seen. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Wow,
Really?
much better than what's the name of the river? What's the name of the river out here?
Black Warrior.
Black Warrior River. Much
Big Black
clearer
Warrior. Lake Nickel. Lake Nickel's a hoot too. And then the second half, I just had like a chill time at my house. It was good catching up with my folks. Good seeing my grandma. Good hanging out with my dog Lizzie.
Did you do any school over spring break?
I did some studying. I wrote an essay. I read some. I memorized lines for a play or two.
Yeah, there you go. Richard, what'd you get up to?
Well, I did absolutely nothing over break.
Yes. Okay. Let's go.
I went home and I just spent the whole time goofing off, sleeping in, watching TV, and playing video games. It was real nice.
Did any new games or shows that you started watching while you had some free time?
Well, I actually saw a movie that I had never seen before that I was a big fan of, and it went pretty well with the whole goofing off all week idea. I watched The Big Lebowski.
Ooh, okay.
With the dude who's the main character, and the dude is just he's just like a guy who spends all day like hanging around at his house, and then he goes out bowling every night, and he's just a dude. And I was kind of the dude for a week.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Did you like the movie?
Oh, I loved it.
Is it up there as far as on Richard's list of good movies?
It's definitely in the top 15. It's real good. It's very funny.
No, it's extremely good. Yeah, no, we watched it again.
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 times this week. I really liked it.
Was it Saturday? It was Saturday night.
Saturday.
We watched it again. It was great.
We got what's the we should put this up in a minute here. We're working on. We should work on compiling this. Is we need to come together as the Wednesday morning show team and say like, what are like the 10 best movies?
Yeah,
10 best
like we need to combine our collective influences. Right off the dome. Like what? Do you think Big Lebowski goes in 10 best movies?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'd say.
Because we can each provide 3, and then we have to agree on one of them at least.
Now, I know Richard's going to put in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Right?
You think so?
It's another one of my all-time favorites right there.
I've never seen anything by the Mr. Pee-wee Herman.
Well,
wait, is it Herman or Sherman?
Herman.
Okay.
Pee-wee Herman.
Well, I can tell you it's a little weird, but I really like it. I think it's very, very funny stuff. And Tim Burton directed too, so
yeah, I think
wasn't it
like
wacky.
his first big full feature length movie?
Yeah, it was.
So stay tuned for that. Now, personally, over my spring break, I watched a movie as well. I watched that Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
So I watched it. So I went up to Chicago with some friends, and I went to the, you know me, I'm a bit of a nerd, you might say. I went to the Chicago Public Library. Because that's where all the cool kids hang out. And they were. I went there on a Thursday. I was there for a few days, and I saw that they were showing a movie the next day. And so I was like, I gotta come back and watch the movie. So they had like a nice little theater and everything. Like it was like about as big as like about as big as just like any of the theaters here at the CMX 16 here in town.
Wow,
so
that's impressive.
It was pretty nice, just to like have a movie theater like in a library. But I watched it. I didn't think until afterwards, because it's based in Ireland, that they probably did it because it was like a new movie, but also St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that makes sense.
I mean that would make sense.
Wow.
So
how was the also? Did you see the river?
The river? Oh, yes.
They dyed the river?
I saw the river.
Oh,
how
yeah.
it was looking a little. They did it the Saturday before spring break, but it was still pretty green. Like you could compare like the river that they dyed to one that they hadn't, and see like, okay, that's pretty green. And whenever you got up close to it, I'll post a picture on our Instagram at the end of the day. There's a picture of me standing in front of the river, in front of Trump Tower as well. Boo. Which is he like for sure getting arrested?
I don't know. You know, this is an apolitical statement. I just think he'd be funny in a perp walk. Like, I've heard he's planning his perp walk out. He has it down to a T. He's ready if it happens. And I'm not saying it should or shouldn't. No, it is a great photo op.
Like Donald Trump in front of the. Would they take him in front of the? What do you call the little thing where you got your mugshot?
Yeah. No.
Like a Donald Trump mugshot. I mean, would kind of go hard.
No, it would.
Know.
I kind of hope he does the little
make.
like YMCA fist. You know what I mean?
Yes, I like the
on
little.
His
But,
so yeah, President Trump, if you're listening, you know, this is neither a statement for or against you. We simply want you to do your dance.
Yes, I like the little like the arms like almost extended and sort of the like little back and forth.
YMCA, you know.
But
that's great.
Yeah. So spring break, rate it like as compared to like your past spring breaks of your life so far. How would you rate this one on a letter grade?
You know, I gotta say, this was one of the most enjoyable weeks of doing nothing that I've had in a while.
Yeah.
I'll give this one a solid B. Last year was an A+, though. That's when I went to New York. That was super cool. But, yeah. Solid B.
I think I'll give mine like it was really cool to go to Chicago. I had a lot of good food. Never had deep dish pizza before, so that was really good. But I also ate like tacos. I ate some Cuban. I had some amazing crepes. And so I was like, so I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go an A.
An A.
Nice.
I'd probably give mine an A- or an A. You know, I can't think of anything that's better, but also don't want to necessarily, you know.
Yeah, you got to leave yourself room for improvement.
There has to be room.
Yeah, it would probably have been an A+, but I slept through my alarms, and then I missed my flight. So I was supposed to get in. I was supposed to get back here in Tuscaloosa around like noon, and I got in around like midnight. But thank goodness I got a flight. But spring break success. We carpe diemed, you might say, or carpe weekend, and we are back and happy to be here to finish out the year. I think we've only got like 4 or 5 more morning shows, so we're gonna make the best of them. But we'll be back in just a minute here. Gonna play some music. We got the Hives coming up, and then in a minute, stay tuned. We'll be celebrating the day a little bit. Don't go away.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
The morning show on 90.7 The Capstone. It's time to Richard, if you'll pull up some of that thing on your phone, wink, wink, and then let me get some music here real quick. And Christian, while we're doing this, can you say your alphabet real quick? We got to do a test.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing it with me? Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon. Okay, and we're
all right, and we're back.
But
I was enjoying that. Do you know your alphabet backwards?
I don't think I do.
important.
Do you know your alphabet backwards, Richard?
I can't do it that quick. No, I'd have to practice.
There was
ZYX,
W V U T S R Q P O N M L K J I H G F E D C B A.
How is he so good at that?
Dang.
I wrote a whole song about it.
That's quite impressive.
I wrote a whole song called, I think Letter Lesson is the name of it. So I might have to play it for you guys sometime. But speaking of songs that I want to play for you sometime, I've got one I want to play for you right now. You know what the music is. Okay, it's Weather Report, 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 Weather Report. Do not distort the Weather Report, Weather Report, Weather Report, Weather Report, Weather Report, Weather Report. All right, what's the weather look like today, Richard?
Well, we've got a low of 49 degrees and a high of 77. There's a wide range today. It's 54 out right now, but at about 4 o'clock today, it's going to hit 77. It's going to be nice and warm.
Ooh.
No precipitation, and the wind will be pretty low at 5 miles an hour. Humidity not looking too bad. We're at 55% all day.
All right. Weather Report, Weather Report, Weather Report, Weather Report. All right, that's the weather report here on 90.7 The Capstone. But you know, whether the weather is good or bad, we've always got something to make you glad. Christian's going to start our day off right with a positive affirmation.
So as y'all know, we have simply 5 or 6 weeks left in this school year. It's so sad, but this affirmation's going to hit on that. In the short time that we have left in this school year, I shall make the most of this limited time. I shall get all my work done, and I shall make the most memories with my dear friends from school that I can. And memories that will last a lifetime. So yeah, there's your affirmation for the day, folks.
Get a positive
Get out
affirmation
there,
from Christian.
seize the day, make the most of your time because we don't have a ton left.
Exactly, carpe diem.
In the school year, not like...
Yeah, no, not
Yeah, I mean, what do you know that we don't? But
just the 2022-2023 academic year, guys.
we need to give the folks some updates. So we're working on our movies of the top 10 best movies in the entire world, like the what do you call it? Like the official list. And so we're working on that. But in the meantime, we need to give you some updates for movies biggest night. We had the Oscars right at the start of spring break last week, and so we had some good updates. We saw a little Everything Everywhere All at Once. We had a bit of a sweep.
The Alabamians swept it, baby.
Roll
Yep.
Roll Tide. And did you see the guy, I just want to say, wore a tuxedo from Unclaimed Baggage in Scottsboro. Shout out to Scottsboro, home of my mom.
I didn't see that. So like the guy, the director from Alabama, Daniel Scheinert,
wore like a thrifted tux from the Unclaimed Baggage. And that was so cool. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I love Scottsboro. Big fan. One of my favorite.
I need to go back to Unclaimed Baggage.
It's a lot of fun.
When was the last time you've been to Unclaimed Baggage?
It was like a year and a half ago, I think, 2 years ago.
Richard, have you ever been?
Is that like where you can like search through like?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Wait. We've got to take a field trip. We got to take a.
No, we do.
We got to take a morning show field trip
from the Labyrinth. It's so cool.
Is it there at the?
Really?
Yeah, like the goblin. What's his name? The one with the big.
Oh, I have Pan's Labyrinth.
No, from David Bowie's Labyrinth.
I don't know. We'll have to get educated over break.
Name.
But
it's Hobgoblin, I think.
So I mean, we might have to take a field trip.
No, Hoggle.
Over the weekend or something. Might have to go see it.
It would be fun.
But go to a little Unclaimed Baggage. So stay tuned for that.
But prestigious.
I was happy to see Everything Everywhere won a bunch of stuff. I was worried at the start of the broadcast because All Quiet on the Western Front was like sweeping like in a lot of the technical categories, and I was like, is it about to take Best Picture? Like that would be the worst. The frickin' British coming over here and affecting like well, I guess it's not because it did really well at the BAFTAs, which is I think as the British award. So all these British voters are saying like, oh, this is the best movie. I'm like, get out of here. The Stamp Act is repealed.
So true. It is. It's gone.
So we're in charge now. So happy to give it to All Quiet on the Western Front. Not All Quiet on the Western Front. Happy to give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once. All Quiet on the Western Front It's not a bad movie, but I was starting to get some vitriol towards it. But I was happy to see Everything Everywhere All at Once. And another win I was happy to see was for Best Original Song for Naatu Naatu. We were pulling for it.
baby.
So happy to see it. And
RRR.
so
It's never lost.
I know, and I'm finally going to sit down and watch the full movie because I've seen clips and everything from it. I'm going to sit down and watch the full movie this weekend, so I'm excited for that. But let's go ahead and any other thoughts on the Oscars? Any other thoughts on movies?
Well, I'm glad that RRR got the W for Best Original Song. Got to say, I've seen it twice already. I saw it with my friends. It is just incredible. It's like a superhero movie, but it's like fighting colonialism instead.
Exactly. That's what the British. Boo for the British. I think that's what we're here on is boo for the British. All right, here we go. Here's Naatu Naatu here on 90.7 The Capstone.
WVUA FM, Tuscaloosa.
That was the Shins here on 90.7 The Capstone in the morning show. I'm let's see. Let me see what's going on around here. I'm checking my calendar, checking my notes. I've got an interesting note here. You see what
day it is?
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Kind of hard to read.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Whoa,
I'm thinking it might be. Weezer Wednesday. It's Weezer Wednesday right here on 90.7 The Capstone. We play a Weezer song for you every hour on the hour. Well, not on the hour, but during the hour. So this hour we're going to be playing you some Weezer music. But I want to shout out the amazing website Weezerpedia. Where I get all my news and views on Weezer. And on this day in Weezer history, Pitchfork published a 1-star review of Beverly Hills.
How dare they?
How dare they? So we're going to be playing that song. But while I get that pulled up, Richard, tell me a little bit about how you've been feeling about Weezer lately. Like, give me like a little homage, some poetry perhaps in prose form.
Oh, some poetry and prose form about Weezer, of course. Well, Weezer is a fantastic band. They play the best songs, even Beverly Hills. It's a good song, even if it sounds, maybe if it's not up to Pinkerton standards, but it's still really good because it's Weezer.
It's a beautiful poem, Richard.
Thank you.
It brings tears to the eyes.
I'm glad you appreciated it.
Beverly Hills. So that one's not in the system right now, but we're gonna get it.
We're not gonna play Beverly Hills.
That was the plan the whole time. We're gonna play the Sweater song instead, because it's quite as good as well. Oh, I pulled in a different one.
Everyone, we're playing all the good ones.
Now we're playing all the good ones. This is the broadcast here on 90.7 The Capstone. Thank you.
As you can tell, it's live. We do everything live.
We're doing it live. What's that? What is the context of that clip?
Bill O'Reilly, something messed up with his teleprompter, I think, is what happens, and so he just got real
I'm pretty sure he
angry.
threw an expletive in there.
No,
Yeah,
he did.
yeah.
We can't say that on air.
Did he say that on air?
He did.
That's crazy.
We'll do it live.
He must have gotten.
Inside
He
Edition.
got in some trouble for that. I'm sure. With
Probably.
the
I mean, especially because that was the
in a lot of trouble,
90s.
But it's Weezer Wednesday here on 90.7 The Capstone. Go check out Weezer. Oh wait, I can connect this back. Is that because so on this day in history in 2016, Weezer performed a private radio show at KROQ's Soundspace, and LA Girls was performed live for the first time. Now we do have that one.
Okay, we're not doing all the good ones. This is the longest Weezer. We might set the world record for longest Weezer Wednesday break, folks. Just wait for it.
All right, here.
Do we have the Guinness book here? No.
Yes. Go get Guinness in so that we can be on Weezerpedia.
Shoot, we could just get Ripley's.
I wonder if we can.
afford Guinness.
We got to figure out see if we can edit this Weezerpedia. But all right, we'll be back in a minute. Here's "LA Girls" by Weezer.
WVUA FM, Tuscaloosa.
What's the best way to say good morning, and what are some of the other languages?
Guten Tagen.
Guten Tagen.
I believe aloha.
Aloha. Does that
Good
count?
morning.
Good morning. How do you say good morning in?
Buenos
How do you
dias.
say how do you say good morning in Norway?
Ooh, that's fun.
You say God morgen.
God Morgan. That's
All right. What name a random country? How do you say good morning in Alaska?
Somalia.
Somalia. Okay.
so in,
Alaska, they speak English.
Oh goodness. You say Subox Wanogson. Subox Wanogson.
Yeah.
I think I got that pronunciation.
aloha. Kakahiaka.
What is that?
That's good morning in Hawaiian.
What is it in Indian? Suprabhat.
In Hindi.
Japanese?
Japanese. Ooh. Japanese is Ohio. Is that? Ohio. Hey, hang on a second here.
Ohio.
Let's go. But good morning. That is the main point. But we got another point we want to make, which is that we want to give a big shout out to our music team, Allison and the music team, giving us new music every week. We want to highlight some. You may have already heard this song, but Christian, tell us a little bit about this song that we're going to highlight.
Okay, so we're going to be hearing Rock the World by Bose. That's B.O.S.E. It was sort of, to me, it felt like a very a song you'd hear in an 80s action comedy. Think like Beverly Hills Cop, like walking to the station. It made me feel Beverly Hills Cop-ish with all like the style of synthesizer in there. It's also got like a fun electro voice, like a techno voice. So think kind of 80s techno-y. Well, not techno-y, but 80s electronic. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
All right.
I do believe our dear listeners will too.
Well, here it is. We're going to play it as we go into the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll be seeing you there as we prep our list of the best movies, get ready to celebrate the day, and have more fun. We'll see you in just a minute here on the other side.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
That's Toilet Rats with Larva on 90.7 The Capstone. It's the morning show.
Woo! Morning show here on 90.7 The Capstone. You know I love me some Toilet Rats. I mean, you got to have some friends while you're going to the bathroom.
Indeed.
That's the best way. I never want to be alone. That's why don't bring the phone. Just hang out with the Toilet Rat.
Yeah.
But so it is 9 o'clock hour here on 90.7 The Capstone, the morning show. We think that every day is worth celebrating here on The Capstone. And today it is National Goof Off Day. So we have brought in a couple of our favorite ways to goof off, to get a little goofy perhaps. Christian, tell me about what you've brought in.
So, I have brought, I think a great way to goof off is to wear something funny, something silly. So I brought a chicken hat.
All right,
It's very fun.
Little Chicken Joe.
little chicken hat.
Pop that on. Let me see how that's looking.
There we go.
All right. Okay.
Fine,
Okay. You know we're gonna be taking a picture of this.
Very fun. And then also, I brought a puppet.
A puppet. Okay.
A puppet can be very
Do a little
goofy.
ventriloquism.
Indeed.
Let's hear.
Howdy, y'all.
Whoa. What's
Puppet's talking into the
Hubert.
mic, if you can't tell.
that?
Welcome to the morning show.
Who? What's the puppet's name? Or to introduce me to yourself, puppet. Say your name again.
I'm Hubert, and I'm a baby penguin. How you
Whoa.
doing?
How long have you been a baby penguin?
For 39 years.
Wow.
I've been a smoker for 27.
I mean the penguins.
I like camels.
Anyway, so yeah, the puppet. He has a cigarette issue.
He's got a problem. He's got to get that.
He's weaning himself off. He's down to 1 pack a day.
Speaking of which, I think we've had a couple people break in our road to Lent or whatever to Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I know I don't know if this counted, but so the other day those little I got like a Snickers bar, but it was one of those sort of ice cream versions of a Snickers bar.
Yeah, that
so I was
counts.
like, does this count as eating ice cream?
yeah.
So, but I've been avoiding the cookies though. I see all these cookies, man, and I'm just like, oh. The other day, I was like, some insomnia cookies would hit so hard right now. I did avoid it, but I told myself that it didn't count to eat that little thing. But Christian, have you cheated?
I messed up. I accidentally ate a one of those Hot Pockets. It's like Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, he was over at my dorm and he was eating red meat.
Yeah, I did. That was my one mess up.
One mess up.
I had to call him out.
What about you, Richard? Have you engaged in the soda? Sip the soda.
I did.
That very same night, I saw him drinking Sody Pop.
It was tragic. And then the next morning, I drank even more Sody Pop when I was on the road.
Indeed, man had himself some form of Coke. Sad.
So we have broken a little bit, but we can finish strong. We've strayed a little bit from the straight and narrow, but we can do this.
I'm back on the horse. It's been all water ever since then.
Indeed.
Exactly. We had to sort of repent of our sins and get back on it. But Father, forgive us for we have sinned. Speaking of father and mother, have you? I'm going off on a tangent, but we're gonna get back to this is what I like to do to goof off, is to just talk about random stuff. Do you know Meghan Trainor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how Meghan Trainor is one of? I want to like make a video essay or whatever about, because she's one of the most interesting people in the world. Like not really in the world, but like in the music industry, she's so interesting because she's so not interesting. She's like so like, now no hate to any of the Meghan Trainor fans. Like I actually think like some of her music is kind of a slap. But like
I love her. My mom adores her. My mom is like her
she's just
soldier.
like she is just like she's like the definition of like a millennial. She is like textbook millennial, just like everything she does. It's like, because I think that we're Gen Z and obviously like we're very cool, you know, we're like
we're the
cool,
best.
coolest
We're hip.
group right here, cool and hip.
Sure.
But like she'll do things that's like, and I'm like, oh my goodness, your age is showing. Like she came out with this song Mother the other day, and I was like just like, you know, the little meme of someone being like, is this person mother, is this person father, or whatever. I was just like, oh, Meghan Trainor, what are you doing? Because
all these millennials are finally like, those dang millennials are
Indeed, those dang
getting
millennials.
old.
yeah. So she like here's some of the oh goodness, here's some of the lyrics. I'll read them. I'm your mother, you listen to me. Stop all that mansplaining, no one's listening. Tell me who gave you the permission to speak. I'm your mother, you listen to me. I was just like, Is Meghan Trainor mother?
Is she mommy?
So, I'm just like, Meghan Trainor, what are you doing? So I think she needs to take a little break. I know she's trying to be cool and hip, but I think Meghan Trainor, leave that to us Gen Zers or the Zoomers, because I don't know, we.
Leave it to the morning show.
Leave it to the morning show.
Morning show. We're the arbiters of what's cool in culture
I think
today.
so.
Yeah.
I think we are.
Wednesday morning show specifically.
Weezer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean Weezer. Now Weezer, they are definitely of their time, but they know it. They aren't trying to be not.
No, they're timeless.
They are timeless, but they're not trying to be something they aren't. I feel like Meghan Trainor, she's trying to be a little hip. She's trying to be a little hip with the kids. I'm like, I don't know. You can smell a not hip cat a mile away,
Yeah.
so to speak.
No.
But speaking of goofing off, Richard, what'd you bring in?
Well, I brought a video game controller. I got a Super
Yeah, I was
Nintendo.
gonna
Okay.
say, is that SNES?
We got retro.
SNES, baby. I
SNES.
love me some retro video games. I like to boot up Punch Out and just beat up on Mike Tyson a bit.
Yes.
I'm not really. I can't actually get to Mike Tyson. I'm not that good yet, but I'm practicing. I'll get there someday.
Indeed.
Isn't there a SNES game or whatever that's like Zombies Ate My Neighbors or something like that?
I think so.
I played this. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. They had this like a little video game console or whatever that I played when I was younger, and it was like at my friend's house, and they had that game, and I was like, I could never beat the game, but it was too hard. But
All
now
those old games are too hard.
now
Yeah.
It's crazy.
now I play like my mobile phone games. I'm like I'm doing my little games because I can. Are you a big gamer?
I used to be a bigger gamer, but now I'm a little too busy. But obviously, I'm booting up booting up the Super Nintendo every now and then.
Do you do full on retro, or do you do like, are you you playing Elden Ring or anything like that?
I want to play Elden Ring, but my computer can't run it. So
Yeah, no, pewter. True. Run it. These laptops.
it sure can run 8-bit games. So
Hey, there you go. And so I mean, hey, some of these 8-bit games are good. At least they aren't
of
like
course, legally acquired.
legally acquired. Yes,
Indeed, yeah, no.
We're all legally skilled up in here. Christian, was there something you were gonna add?
No, I was just gonna say, no, Pong on the computer's great.
Okay,
We've done that
We've
before.
done that before.
Y'all have seen my Tetris.
You
Oh,
saw the
no,
Tetris
just
skills. We posted that during spring break. I
So-
posted that last week to give you sort of an update on the morning show. So stay tuned for today's update.
Indeed, and a salute to the computer 8-bit game.
Yes, exactly. So, and hey, I'll play some solitaire sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So I enjoy a little solitaire, some spider solitaire.
down
some
with
free
yourself,
cell.
Mimo.
Yeah. So,
I used to
but
be a big fan of Free Cell. But
oh yes,
Ooh,
free
yeah.
cell. I can get behind some free cell, but
When I was a kid, like the Windows XP, what you call it?
ping pong.
No,
Ping pong.
Pinball.
Pinball. I would play that.
Sorry,
I would play
my
that
brain
for-
just forgot the outer space pinball.
Yeah, for hours I would play the outer space
Oh, yeah.
pinball. I need to play some of that again. We can probably find a legal
Why
version.
can't Windows 10 like automatically have
know,
outer
like,
space pinball?
They need to
now?
have. I love pinball. It's such a good game. Anytime I go to like an arcade, I'm like, "Where's the pinball?"
Oh yeah, no,
I
it's
would
fun.
always sit down and watch my dad play Free Cell, and then he'd boot up this online game. It was called like Travians or something. I have no idea what happened to it, but yeah, he had like a character named Terrapin who would like run around like doing stuff. He was like a Roman soldier.
That sounds like a super
I have
interesting
not thought
game.
about that in like
Wait,
10 years. That's crazy.
we gotta see if we can do some. We're gonna take a break real quick, but then we're gonna take a music break, but we're gonna do some research on that because I was like, that sounds like a fun game. It sounds like a game I would like. We'll be right back in a minute. Here's David Bowie with Fame.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
Dawes here on 90.7 The Capstone. It's the morning show, and let me real quick say that it is time. Yeah. It's you know what time it is. Weather report. 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 Do not distort the weather report. Weather report. Weather report. Weather report. Weather report. Weather report. It's time for the 9.7 Capstone weather update. It's about 60 degrees outside. Gonna be getting hotter later today. It's been cold, but we're getting warm again. Chance of rain? Not likely at all. It's about 0%. There may be some this weekend, but we've got clear skies for the next couple days, which is I am happy to see that, and happy to see some of these warmer temperatures. Here on 90.7 The Capstone, the wind is about 3 miles per hour. Humidity is up a little bit, so be on the lookout for that on this weather report. Weather report. Weather report. Weather report. Weather report here on 9.7 The Capstone. But we always like to say whether the weather is good or bad, we've always got something to make you glad. We're going to go to Richard real quick for a positive news story.
So today, for our positive news story, we have a college wrestler scores a quadruple leg takedown against a grizzly bear to save a friend. See, this one interested me quite a bit because in high school I was a wrestler, and I've had a few college wrestlers in my family. So this is very cool. So it's a JUCO wrestler. His name was Kendall Cummings, and he was going out with his friends in Wyoming to look for deer antlers. And it was Kendall and his friend Brady, and they walked by some bear scat. And then they were like, "Oh man, we better don't walk in that. We got to get out of here." But then all of a sudden, this bear just runs up and it hits Brady and just sends him flying like 15 feet. And the bear comes up and he pins Brady up against a tree. And Brady's in big trouble. So what Kendall does is he comes up and he jumps on the bear's back. And the bear starts freaking out and he leaves Brady alone so Brady can get away and he can get help. But Kendall is getting attacked by the bear. But eventually he learns, I can't fight or run away from the bear. So I'm just going to play dead. So he plays dead. Mm-hmm. The bear goes away. They get rescued and they're doing pretty good. Brady and Kendall are alive and well.
Let's go.
And they'll be back. And Brady's already back to wrestling. Kendall, I think he has a little bit longer before he can get back into the sport. But hey, wrestling a bear, that's pretty good.
You can put that on your resume.
Yeah, imagine that. You have
Wrestle
to,
a bear.
I
It's
have
like,
to
what-
wrestle the guy who wrestled a bear.
Yeah, what was the time when you had to look out for someone? Well, I've got the story for you. But that is a good positive news story to start the day, and a encouragement that hey, if you're in trouble, at least you're not wrestling a bear. Because I just imagine, like, in that situation, you're like my friend is about like to die. Like, what I've got to do something.
You have to use your wrestling moves.
You got to use your wrestling moves. He's been training for this. Exactly. Have you ever seen that video of that guy who's like riding a bike like cross country, and there's like a bear that's like chasing him? Have you ever seen that?
I haven't seen.
I've got to show you that video. So yes, positive news story. Good weather looking like throughout the day. We'll be back in just a minute. But here's Twins with Peace.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
Tame Impala on the morning show. Me and Richard are here chatting a little bit.
Yeah, hello.
We were so before the music break, we were talking a little bit about how the bear attacks, and I was thinking about shark attacks and stuff like that, like scary creatures that you would not want to tussle with. Yeah. And then I was thinking about the whole statistic of like shark attacks are very rare.
Yeah, same with bear attacks too. So you probably won't have to wrestle a bear.
Won't have to deal with that. But shark attacks, they're about like 5 a year that people will die from a shark attack. Which the statistic that they always throw out there is that you're more likely to die from a vending machine than a shark attack. Well, which I do think is somewhat of it, because I was like, that's what you always hear. But I was like, let's plumb into this a little further. So there's a whole Wikipedia page about death. It's called Death by Vending Machine. Like that's like a good band name, Death by Vending Machine. Most of the massive majority of injuries and death have happened to men.
All right, all you guys out there, you can't just rock the vending machine.
Yeah,
you're not strong enough.
It's called a vending machine, not a men-ending machine. Oh, a vending machine. But someone give me a prize. So several people died, and then the Consumer Product Safety Commission in 1995 said, we got to do something. So they started putting warnings on them that said, like, do not tip them. The machine is not going to give you a free product. Though that's just what they have to tell you. I think if you, it's like, what's the gambler's mentality? You quit right before you win. Mm-hmm. You stop rocking the machine right before it dispenses. So. It's
a trick. The government doesn't want you to know that you can get free stuff out of vending machines.
So, please do not risk it. So vending machines, and I was also looking at, I found a list of what is you are more likely to die from statistically than shark attack. But the thing is, that's also, before I get to this list, that also is faulty about that statistic, is those people cause themselves with their own folly to death by vending machine. But a shark attack is they just do that. Like I'm not over there trying to shake the shark and be like, give me a free product, and then they're like, I'll give you a bite instead. So there is the agency there is a difference.
Nobody wants to fight a shark.
Definitely not. But I think you're supposed to punch it in the nose is what I always hear. So next time you get an attack with a shark, a fight with a shark, punch it in the nose. Go for the nose. But what you should be more afraid of in the sea is jellyfish. They kill more people than sharks do. So sharks about 5 times a year. Jellyfish are 8 times. So that's Are there some good jellyfish? Or are they all bad?
I mean, a lot of them sting you. Some of them are kind of benign. They won't hurt you.
Okay. But so
as someone who surfs pretty often, I hate jellyfish. I get stung all the time. It's not fun.
Stinger. Oh, so I guess you can get stung by them and not die necessarily.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think what is it? The man o' war is like
the Portuguese man o' war. Well, that's technically not a jellyfish.
Oh really? What is it?
It's some sort of like gelatinous sea creature. Very similar to jellyfish, but not quite a jellyfish. It looks like a jellyfish, but it isn't one.
It says, it just says, it's listed as an animal. It's a...
The box
it's one of those like
can also kill you.
Kindarias or whatever. I don't know. but it's a drift fish. That's what it calls it. Anyway, so you're more likely to die from a jellyfish than a shark attack. Deer are more likely to kill you, just like to cause an accident. They can also attack people, but they won't really come after you. They're herbivores, so they're not going to try to attack you. But like running the road and causing someone to swerve and die, so they can cause a lot of deaths. This says 130 people a year.
Whoa.
Say beds kill people too. 450 people every year die falling out of bed in the U.S. alone. This has to be like old people or something, or very young like infants or something. Because like just dying from falling out of bed.
Yeah, get some railings for your infants and grandma.
Yeah. Falling coconuts kill more people than sharks. How many? 150 human deaths every year from falling coconuts.
Really?
What? Oh my goodness! What are people doing? Like, don't go to where they have, like stay away from islands, I guess, where they have coconuts. That is crazy. 150 deaths. I would have guessed maybe like 10, but like 150 from coconuts falling on people's head. Gee whiz!
What a terrible way to die. You just be walking around underneath a tree, then bang.
Oh my! Yeah. So and then a couple honorable mentions: lightning, roller coasters, hot dogs, mosquitoes, which that makes sense, like malaria and stuff. And then airplanes, hippos, bathtubs, volcanoes, and your hot water tap. Apparently, hang on a second here. Your hot water tap. How's that? Like, does that give you like a
get scalded?
Hot water tap death causing. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, that was the same people who did the vending machine thing. There are approximately 3,800 burn injuries and 34 deaths caused by excessively hot tap water. I didn't know you could die from just like super hot water. That's crazy. Or maybe it's like you're in like a power plant or something, and it's just like really hot. Yeah. But like when you say a tap, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not tap water.
But so a lot of a million ways to die in the West, I guess. All more likely to get you than a shark. So let's just try to avoid all those today. Let's try not to get into any risky situations. But I mean, with all this stuff, apparently like a hot dog. So stay away from hot dogs.
Take a cold shower today.
Yeah, take a cold shower today. It's gonna be hot outside. So we'll be back in a minute with some new music and more here on the morning show. Here's the Paranoids with Sunburn.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
That's Faux Deep with Opaque on 90.7 The Capstone. It's the morning show.
It's the morning show, and the morning's going to keep going, but we are almost out of time. We had a good day today talking about a lot of different things. We went on some good little tangents today.
Yeah,
we talked about. Be sure to listen back to this on voices.ua.edu. We had a good show today talking about bear attacks. Talking about spring break, talking about movies. I've been working on this article. It's going to go up in a minute of our top 10 best movies in the entire world. We've got the definitive list for you. I'll go ahead and list them out. Baby Driver, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Breakfast Club, That Thing You Do, Forrest Gump, The Big Lebowski, Step Brothers, Bullet Train, Apocalypse Now, Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is the definitive list.
Yeah. That's hard to beat. Those are all fantastic films.
I mean, best movies in the entire world. Maybe the galaxy.
All of them.
Yeah. So 10 out of 10s across the board. So we'll have we're gonna put up a post at WVUA-FM on our Instagram. We got a picture of our goof off items, and then that article will go up as well. So keep an eye out for that. As we close out here, want to highlight some more new music. Shout out to Alice and the music team for new music every week. You may have heard the song already, but we want to go ahead and give it a special highlight. Richard, tell us a little bit about this.
All right, today we got Rabbit with Hello Mary. Now this is kind of like an indie garage rock type song. It's it's got kind of that grungy guitar sound, but the bassist is also doing some really cool stuff underneath. So listen for that bass. And the vocals are, so you have that garage sound of like all the instruments, but the vocals are surprisingly pretty clear and clean. They kind of got this, this like little effect on them, and it's pretty nice. So
all right,
listen.
Well, we'll play it to close out our time here. We'll see you next week. We'll give you an update on all the things we've been doing. I think we've got some plans of stuff we're going to do. That we're in anything that happens, we're going to be talking about it here on the morning show. Wednesday morning show, team for life. Have a good morning, everyone. Here's Hello Mary with Rabbit.
WVUA FM, Tuscaloosa.